But how can I be a quitter when haters don't stop? I'm living proof. It's pretty safe to say, God give it, God take it away. It's the worldwide American way. I'm living proof.
What's going on, guys? Proof here. I'm bringing you, what's this, episode 5?
Man.
I like that. Episode 5 of the podcast. And today is going to be Q&A questions that I got from the North America and or the Vanguardian page. And we're going to discuss them. I was originally going to do this solo, but...
Jerk.
Yep. But after some of the questions I got, I felt it was better to bring in the squad to help out with these. And bring in another member. So now it's me, Corey Kai,
Hey.
Mutton Chops, and then there's Joel, and now the 5th member of the podcast crew. Let him introduce himself. We're actually recording from his house today because our main contact, Joaquin, is down in Florida celebrating things, doing work, having fun, smacking Mickey in the face. It's all good. While eating a churro. And so now we're at Casa de Knuckles. That's what we're going to call it.
Hey,
Proof on the road. And let him introduce himself real quick before we get started.
what up, Snuggles? We're gonna talk about this Vanguard shit right now. Get it in.
Wow. That intro.
So kids, let your parents know that it might not be quite as PG as normal because
Because, you know.
Knuckles flies off the handle sometimes. Yep.
Sorry.
So
I don't do that, guys.
I don't do that. I'm not gonna say anything.
Right? I got a filter for podcast things.
Psych. First word that came out of his mouth.
Well, not the first word. Like third or fourth.
34. Oh, so he made it. He made it 33% of the way through before he dropped the bomb.
Like whatever, everybody gets one.
We might. It's in a movie. So, let the fans know a little bit about yourself before that way they're familiar with who you are. Like clans you play, what got you interested in Vanguard. Little interview segment here.
Alright. I started playing probably 3-4 years ago. My cousin was just getting into it, and he asked me to play with him so he could learn. And I ended up learning and actually really got into it, so I started playing. Originally, Ezzo the Bay. I know it's a dude.
Man crush.
Hey. I play Golds forever, also Novas. And then every once in a while I might dab into a few other clans just for the hell of it.
Oh, these seem good. Let me play this one. Oh, you're playing that? Let me build this out of spite.
Yeah, let me undercut.
Oh, it's rad.
Let me undercut Corey Kai.
That's right.
Like Perdition. Oh, you seem hype about that. Let me jump on that. They seem good, kid.
Because like 20 people were talking about building Novas.
And only being like 2 people.
I know, I'm still salty about it. I want to hear it.
You're like the only person I know that will go against their main clan for a set because everybody wants to build it.
Because I didn't want to have a Nova tournament.
Like there ever was one.
Now I know that.
Retrospect, hindsight 2020.
It's all good. After that, I said, nope, I don't care who's building Victor Extreme Battlers. I'm building it regardless.
So you're clearly more hype about Victor than you ever was for Mega Flare and whatnot.
Possibly, yes.
Victor does things.
Sure does.
Kinda. It's only because Sazanda exists.
Sazanda.
That's the only reason the deck is good.
So?
Well, that and Vic Plasma, because Vic Plasma restand.
The whole anti-hype about, oh my god, Bushiroad, better change this rule and I quit no grappler forever.
Yep. Straight to GP. Not a care in the world. And it's also going to be Corey Kai, if you haven't noticed right now. He's going to be on the podcast with us today.
But you said that earlier.
I probably did, but I forgot, okay? Chill.
Having Knuckles still in my spotlight.
Point person. And if you guys hear any barking or anything,
Woo!
Knuckles has a dog that's getting used to the setting around here. And it might bark. You might hear his son come in every now and again playing games. Literally playing games, not not the other way, playing around. And hope you guys enjoy. And we got a good handful of questions here we're going to dive into. Big thanks to the people that contributed, mainly Carlos, because Carlos gave like you're right. He gave like an essay,
questions?
like a high school essay test worth of questions. SAT or bust. Let's see. You want to start with a Carlos question, or you want to go to one of the other questions we got?
Well, it's up to you.
All right, yeah, it's my show. It's all good.
Wow.
All right, we'll start with one of the Carlos questions. He says, how do you feel about Gear Chronicle post GBT2? I've seen a lot of debate as to whether they are tier 1 deck or not. if they're not tier 1, what do they need in order to become tier 1?
Ugh.
Joel is here, by the way, and he's ready to throw a pillow at somebody if we ever say a bad word about Gear Chronicle at all. So if you hear something go, ugh, somebody got bodied with a pillow.
Hard intercept.
So who wants to start?
I'll throw one on this question because I wanted to play Gear Chronicle before I got the hard shift to OTT and Kagero
Jerk.
G1.
Jerk.
You mean jerk?
You know I was mad hype about playing Stride Coco. Everybody and their moms.
I don't even play Coco.
And you decided not to build it. Correct?
Exactly.
Exactly. Now you know how I felt about my risers.
I do, but still, they're not my main clan. They're a side clan.
True.
Novas are your main clan.
Not golds. And then novas. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't play Stride Coco. I play Stride Tsukuyomi.
Still.
Second of all, I built Kagero completely out of spite because this person we know is a total
Jerk.
jackalope.
And how well did you do with that?
Oh, they know. Just watch episode 4.
Body. Still, my list got you there, though.
This is true.
The proof list. Proof positive. It was foolproof. Hey. Puns.
Except, being stuck on rebirth and not having nothing. It's like,
That wasn't my
breaking
fault.
enablers. Swing.
That wasn't my fault.
No triggers, okay. Let's go. Game 2. But GB2 doesn't really give them much. They get the GB1 stand.
That puts a face-up G unit back, right?
No, that is post GB2. They get a new stand for Soaring Descent.
Okay.
So when they bottom deck a card, you put it back in the deck, and you give the Vanguard plus 10 cost and power.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the Kagero stand when you pop something, give something 10 cost, and
Yeah.
put it back. They get the
Critical trigger.
I'm working on it, sir. They get a couple of things. They get when you play a card, if your opponent has one or less rear guards in the front row, pitch one to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get more like things that help you prep for a Legion.
Yeah.
They get a new Legion, even though he's buns. I'm sorry, he's terrible. And Legion Mate is even more terrible because he only worked in a Legion. It's like, oh man, Stride, because that's how the whole deck works.
Yep.
And have the card be a 9k vanilla because
Yep.
it has no skill.
Maybe we'll just play Pazir. How do you pronounce that? Pazir Erie?
Gear Chronicle Silent Tom.
Basically. I said I got to be politically correct for the Gear Chronicle fans that are out there. I'm sure they'll correct me, I'm sure.
With a cost.
With the call? It's
Yeah.
fine.
So
They
blessed.
got,
Hey, whoa.
They got a
Silent
second-
Tom has a cost.
at least Silent Tom is,
8K.
yeah.
That's the only difference.
Sure, but you have to have an Oracle Think Tank Vanguard, so you can't play him in a street fight.
It's fine because the deck already plays 8 AK vanillas now because of Tom, so it gets 16 regardless.
That's
Yeah.
the point.
It is definitely the point.
But they get the two best things they get out of BTG2 is probably the double rare crit for Chronojet and Fate Rider, even though he's not as great as like Ragnarok.
Right.
But he's a toolboxing card. He's like, oh, play this trigger, bottom deck it, get a grade 1 shuffle. If you have a soul, get GG Soul Blast 2, draw a card, or if you want an actual booster, play the pitch a card, draw a card.
Yeah.
Get Gear Wolf, but everyone hates Gear Wolf because Bushiroad screwed us.
How?
He doesn't stack.
How does it not stack? How is it worded for it not to stack?
It's worded the same way as every other card that should stack.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
why it doesn't stack.
Is it just because it says the pay the cost part, which got eroded?
Man,
But it's got eroded, so it should be okay. I feel like we should play it as stackable because it's worded like it should be stackable.
Exactly.
I don't see why we should not play it as stackable. But I feel Gear Chronicle got everything that they needed out of GBT1, especially like Ragnarok, Chronojet. The only thing that they don't have is like some kind of form of advantage outside of bottom decking things. Because like they're restricted to playing draw triggers to get any kind of hand.
man.
Yeah, but there's Stride. You can only guard with 1s or higher, correct? Ragnarok?
Yeah, that's after you've already straighted
No,
one.
Ragnarok is
Yeah, and then-
Chronojet's GB2 is ones that are higher.
Yeah.
So just that threat together, I think, does things.
Yeah.
It does things, but their whole mechanic is restricted on striding. So if they
True.
can't stride,
True.
They have
They
like
can't do anything.
they have Persil Airy because you don't have to be in stride for it, and they have the counterblast to bounce something. But them together are so expensive, like you can't pay for the cost of Strider, can't fuel the cards together, that they don't really make much of a difference. Like, they're good early game pushes. It's like, oh, you're not going to do that? Well, stuck to crit, because he's 19.
Yeah.
Plus crit.
And their Unflipper costs a Soul Blast too, doesn't it?
Man.
So that
And you have to bottom deck something.
Yeah.
And it's GB1.
And it conflicts with Pazir. So that it's all a lot of conflicts coming together to where
I feel for them to be tier 1, they need more things to interact with their opponent that isn't like stride restricted.
right. So a couple more mid game things. Like all I have is the Berserk clone, and that's still 2.
They need non-on hit strides.
What?
The only stride that says it doesn't have to hit in order to do something, or it's posed as a threat, is Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Because you have to guard it. But
Right, Chrono
Command says on hit, Lost Age says on hit, the one out of Fire Fletching says on hit too.
Hell.
Fate Rider is not on hit though, right?
Yeah, it's main phase.
Yeah. So that's the only one, and even then, that's still a break even.
Man.
And then
That's assuming you don't have to commit a card to out of hand.
true. Even then, it's still a break even. Because you would have played that grade 1 body down as it was, so you just train off a trigger for something, or train off a grade 1 for a grade 2.
You can't use a grade 3, so it has to be a grade higher that you search for.
Chill, bro. Put Novell in your deck. Good. Let's see. We good on that question?
Man,
I think so. I think we covered that pretty well. We'll hit another Carlos question because he has 6 more to go. Does Neo Nectar really have any chance in making a statement in the meta, even with their new support? Or really have any chance, I should say. Korikai, you are the resident Neo Nectar player.
it depends on what you're going for. Because you have Maidens, and you have Musketeers. And Musketeers have got their Cecilia Stride, which is half and half on the community right now. A lot of people are like, it's good for what it does.
Right.
Everybody else is like, I don't want to play a 10k Vanguard in my deck just to do things.
Yeah, and it's Cecilia restricted.
Man. Still, Counterblast want to get rid of 2 jank things, search for free things.
It depends on. It could be like your Garmor scenario all over again.
Oh my god.
Especially with after you've already filtered a lot of your deck out pre-striding, which I'm sure you have the ability to do so with since a lot of the Neo Nectar stuff isn't restricted to
Man.
like grade 3 or stride or anything.
Especially if you're playing Musketeers. Because it's like, even if you miss a step, you can get Ernst to recycle, you can get any of the ones that counterblast the Saka guy, like Pylon. So even if you don't get what you're looking for initially, you can still dig deeper, and it's all non-triggers for the most part. So you're still taking 3 non-triggers out of deck for 1 counterblast, which is pretty decent, and you're fueling for Legion to play there the next turn.
My thing that kind of hurts the Cecilia stride is that to feed into it, you have to use base Cecilia's ability because it's put 5 normal units back to call out 2 things. So you don't have to use it, but to get more mileage out of it, unless you Legion, but then you have to Legion, and then you can't use Cecilia stride anymore because you're going to be something that's not Cecilia. So that's why people are probably half and half on it, amongst other things.
I feel like they're half and half on it solely because they want to stride that they can just like play an instant Goro.
Yeah.
And it's not something you would play an instant Goro. It's something you would splash in there, like, too. Especially because they have that Primavera work for Musketeers amazingly. They have Arboreal for the early game, and they have Jingle Flower for the mid game.
Yeah. Like, they have what they need. It's just everything else would be extra on top of that. Because Arborea and Jingle Feather is bananas.
He's okay. He's still pretty setup restricted to be better than Vera.
Yeah. And then Primavera, Pasta Primavera. Delicious. I'm kind of hit or miss on Primavera. I know you like it. I know you hated it at first.
I hated it before I double checked and read that card. I was like, bruh. You mean get 2 of both cards? Like, okay, hopefully.
Like, it's still something you want to play as, like, at least a tech of, in case you run into, like, Gear Chronicle or Kagero that just wipes your whole board away from you. That way you can at least put, like, 2 things down and make a field for the final push.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Jingle Flower all day. And then Lemons get there.
I would say Musketeers have a chance to make a splash in the meta. Maidens still need a little bit of something, just because their whole strategy is kind of generation break restricted, so they're slower. But they have a decent chances of pretty much like every other clan, especially after Fighter Collection.
Yeah.
So everybody gets more options.
Musketeers is weird with Stride because part of their their play style is holding them at 2 until you're ready to ride into, I think Vera, is it?
Man.
The one that gives +3 to all Musketeers?
The good one.
Yeah, the good one. Martina's the other one, right?
Team is buns.
Yeah, part of the play style is holding your opponent at 2, pushing for high numbers because of Mirka putting the clan on her back and putting in lots of damage. Ride Vera, immediately Legion, and then try to push for game there.
Smacking with the Crush Rush.
Yep, exactly. The slightly not as powerful but more advantage-ridden Crush Rush. Spike Brothers got nothing. We'll talk about that probably in a little bit. I'm so sad about the Spike Brothers stuff.
Sure, bro. You get to see what they might be able to do in the next episode.
Not a damn thing.
He's like, do I want to say it?
Like,
Whatever, I get one.
Do I want to? Do I want to drop it? Man, you saw you're going to Legion into Emerald Blaze. Why?
Huh?
Exactly. The episode preview, they're showing that there's going to be a Spike Brothers player. They're going to Legion into Emerald Blaze.
Why?
Exactly.
Emerald Blaze has a Legion?
Yeah.
I know.
Everybody know.
You never see it.
Everybody, Bloody Ogle is the whole deck minus Bad End. But still, I digress. Did you have any input, Knuckles?
I know nothing about Neos
Except we don't like lemons.
except kill the rear guards.
Exactly. Hey, Narukami, we're going to get there.
Ew.
Chill.
We're going to go. We'll add in a third Carl's question, then we'll go into something else. Are cards like Ragnarok and Saint Blow detrimental to the game? I've seen some people saying that they should be limited to 2 per stride deck. So basically, things.
I agree.
So things that gain a crit and or things that restrict guard. Do you feel that they're detrimental to the game? I feel like they hurt just because there's no limit on critical triggers.
Man.
So, like, if they Ragnarok early and you're at 2 damage, they could check 2 on their triple drive if you can't guard, and then you have to pray for a heal to win.
Or 3 like Cliff.
What is that supposed to mean?
Triple crit. Oh, there's triple PG. Oh, these 3 are the same card.
Yeah, OCT.
How many times?
I'm sorry. The deck is meant to stack. Have you not seen the show?
No. I don't want to hear it.
I don't feel like I'm kind of on the fence about it because they add more thought into the game in the sense that you have to plan ahead for them.
Man.
But you have to tailor your strategy around knowing that they could drop down at any given moment to make sure you're prepared for it.
Man, like if you see the clans that your opponent is playing, you know for the most part that those cards are in there.
Right.
So as opposed to blowing all your resources on whatever they might do early and be like, oh man, I stopped all this, but now Ragnarok's coming or St. Blow's coming and I know they have a crit and I can't do anything about it. And you just lose. St. Blow is nothing.
What?
Card don't do
If
nothing.
they have a full field,
It's called PG.
what if you don't have one?
Well, whatever.
Exactly.
Hope you're at 2 like it was when I was against Wrath.
Stop being bad and letting the blade hit for all the advantage.
That's why I see PG Blade and then St. Blow comes out. Oh, where's that PG at now?
Whatever, I need the counter blast.
Nah, chill. I just popped the starter behind his Vanguard, then Blade comes in for 26. Drop down 3 10Ks, I'm good. Save PG for Saint Blow later.
That's not what Cliff does.
Nope. Cannot hit. Cannot touch.
Cliff will PG any on-hit stride.
Put that sword back in your sheath.
It's fine. He plays OTT. He'll stride into it.
Or he'll just PG Blade and then get another PG on his next turn when he gets his top 4 cards on top of the deck.
Just running further all the bottom because the place will be open.
That hard thought, like, did he see all the stack and are y'all at the bottom, or do I risk taking this crit right now?
Exactly.
YOLO, no guard.
I would say they're strong. I wouldn't say they're detrimental.
Yeah. I think what's more detrimental is having crits and being non-restricted, which I'm sure is a lot of argument for people.
Yeah.
Just that knowing that a double crit could end the game at any given time is annoying in Vanguard in and of itself. Granted, I play 12 crit, but that's because it's kind of what I like to do, just because I have the ability to do so. If I can use it, I may as well use it to the best of my ability. But if they like somehow restricted crits to like 6 or something, find a way around it.
Also, draws had 10k shield. They'd be the best trigger in the game.
Yes, they would.
Shield, you just deck out faster.
Whatever.
Still got 10k shields.
Dealing no damage. Oh, let's see. We'll get a different question. This one I'm sure will make Corey Kai happy. This is from Daniel Vexler, and if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. How do you feel about the new Link Joker support?
Hey!
Their new skill, do you think it'll be meta? So, 3-part question. How you feel about it?
I think they are amazing. Especially Alter Ego, the card is nuts.
Alter Ego is the
Strike Break.
okay.
We kind of had a soft confirmation of what they did before we got the actual translation.
Yeah. And yesterday's episode.
And, well, the reveal yesterday in general. So, his on-strike skill is that you counterblast one and lock one of yours. You get +5 and lock any card on their side. Because I know a lot of people were complaining about the strike, how it only locks a back row. Which I think isn't that bad, because you don't want to be like, lock your front row for a counterblast, on hit for free. Now you can only swing with your Vanguard, which I think they were trying to get away from. He by himself is just good, because even though it costs a counterblast, all the strike breaks cost a counterblast. He fuels what the new Link Joker as a whole is trying to do, which isn't just based on, oh, well, in the late game, and only in the late game, I lock you. You might not be able to do things, but this is, like Limit Break in Legion eras. Like, I don't care if I can't swing my rear guards. You don't have a PG, you still die.
Yep.
So, the support is good, solely because even though Generation Break restricted, Generation Break isn't as slow as Limit Break, where essentially the only way in Limit Break format you were able to lock a card was either Break Ride or Chaos Breaker or Glendeos.
Glendaddy.
Now you can just go, hey, I went second, stride, have a lock card on your side of the board and on their side of the board, which fuels all your skills. His Generation Break 2 skill, the fact that at any point in time a card unlocks, you slow blast one to draw a card, is insane. It could have been unlocked on your opponent's side of the board, or at the end of their turn, it will still be good. The fact that it's at any point in time, even your own cards, is just broken. What was the second question?
Like the new skills. So pretty much like...
So lock their side of the board, which I thought was really awkward at first.
It makes sense.
It was like, what is the point of locking your own things?
Now it makes sense.
It's like you got the starter, which before Alter Ego was a thing, was stupid, terrible bad. Oh my god. It's like, oh man, when he becomes unlocked, you throw him in the soul and look for a great free. For what?
Exactly. Strike Fighter.
I guess, but it's like...
That way you don't have to, either way you don't have to rely on your enabler.
Now that you can just throw him in the soul, look for a great free, and then soul blast it to get an extra card off the Generation Break skill, which is easy as sin because Blizz is a thing.
Yep.
It's like, okay, so he's Sword Breaker. But you get a great free out of it first.
Basically. It's still a +2. Or it's a +1.
For nothing. Because you're going to lock and unlock something. If you don't, you're doing it wrong.
And then they have the 8K that says Counterblast 1, Generation Break 1, lock one of yours, draw 2 cards.
Ew.
Man.
So you're going to play 2 Neon Messiah or no?
Maybe?
Because you're going to draw into it and play it down, play this 8K, lock them back, and draw 2 cards. I'm going to unlock it through all my other Vanguard skills that I got, especially, what's his name? Amnesty Messiah.
Not a Generation Blast skill. Oh my god.
The G Persona.
Oh my god. The fact that card is costless, except for having an unlock free cards, is so dumb. It's like, so, it's Saint Blow, because if you unlock free cards, you get a crit.
Is it confirmed unlock 3?
It's confirmed unlock 3.
Okay.
Ew.
So, you get +5 if you stride on Alter Ego, and then unlocking free automatically gets you +9.
But you still can't Soul Blast and draw, correct? Because you're striding over?
You want to be able to stride for that. You want to be able to get the skill off of Amnesty because you're on Amnesty.
Yep.
But you're still 40k in a crate by yourself.
I have a question.
Sure.
Ezel, I know you guys are going to say gross. Go ahead.
Cool, don't do
Alright,
nothing.
say my board's locked.
Uh-huh.
I use Ezel School, unlock the board. You can Soul Blast 5 and draw 5 cards, correct?
Yep.
Disgusting. Not fair.
It's fine, they'll never have 5 soul in their life.
You know that.
Cliffwood.
We got Palladium.
Is Palladium Star Vader restricted?
No.
It's just Link Joker
Link
restricted?
Joker. Man, you just gotta manage your counterblast, and hopefully we get some sort of soul charge trigger that is not a stand trigger. My God.
You know it will.
Stand triggers don't do nothing.
You know it will. And
I think they'll be meta just because they restrict your opponent faster than they did in the other formats. The only thing I'm worried about is the mirror match, which is really, really awkward.
Chill, trying to Blizzard and go for broke.
Because that's essentially the first play for both of them. But it'd be like, okay, Amnesty, unlock 3. Like, okay, thank you. I get the draw 3 cards. Thanks. PG, K, cool.
Draw the PG I didn't have before. Just throw your whole
Let's
soul.
back to this crit, PG. Cool. Send all the crits to this 8K card by itself because of a lock card. Because, using the skill wouldn't make sense.
And you can still lock a Neon because even if you can't get it off the auto unflip and get things, you can still unlock it into your turn and get the grade 3 in your hand for nothing.
Yeah, the only weird thing about Palladium is it has the old text where it's at the end of your opponent's turn if a card would unlock.
Yeah, so it doesn't.
So
interact.
you can't use it with Amnesty inside or anything like that.
Right. That'd be stupid if you could. I'm gonna Amnesty unlock everything. At this moment in time, Palladium triggers Counterblast, Show Me the Soul. That stays unlocked though, so you still can't get that off. But I still get to draw 3 cards because of reasons.
Yeah.
That'd be stupid.
Yeah, I hope you deck off that skill.
Nope.
We don't need
Plain Zodiac.
those
Yeah.
baby
What is
Chaos
Zodiac?
Breaker.
But I don't do nothing.
Glendia doesn't do anything.
Glenday does a couple things. Alright. Here's one for Knuckles. From Jakov Pusakovic. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. What is your opinion on the new Mega Colony Stride?
Awesome.
One word.
One word. That's all I
Next
need.
question.
Awesome.
Move on.
Awesome.
What I like about it is that it opens the deck up for use of other grade 3s like Stag Beetle.
Stag Beetle. The new deck on its back. Fill up the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even, what sucks that they come out at rest, but they
Yeah.
don't have like a grade 0 that shows
Little B.
Is Little B.
Little B.
Is Little B a Forerunner?
Yes. Forerunner. You ride, call it back, and then you push it in the soul and stand a rear guard.
Just 1 or 2?
1.
Ew. Because Stag Beetle calls out 2.
Yeah. Well,
It's still better than nothing.
exactly. Doesn't matter. The only reason you're really worried about that skill is so you can ride and paralyze your vanguard.
Yeah. It's gonna open a Mega Colony for a lot of things. What hurts Mega Colony though, or with the new stride, it's machining locks, counterblast, and field. So if you don't have a Mega Colony counterblast, you're screwed. If you don't have 4 Mega Colonies or 4 machinings on board, you're screwed. And then
What hurts them more is that their utility cards aren't machinings.
most of them,
Like their PG
paralyzed
Oh yeah, the
Gauntlet,
quintet. Only the quintet is gross.
and you don't want to play the quintet.
at all. It's like okay, so I have to play all these cards. I want to be on this guy to get the advantage. If you only get 10k off the stride, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna paralyze you for free. But now all the cards that I need to be over there are in the drop zone,
Yep.
and none of these cards
Help me.
do anything. It's like, oh man, I want to play as many crits as possible. They're not all machines.
Nope, it's only 1.
There's only one. There's only one of each trigger that's machining.
Yep, but it got 3 crits though.
Sure do.
You still don't want to. So you're gonna have 4 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal that are all machining,
Yep.
and then you're gonna have 4.
Four other crit.
Unless you want to play the
That's not
stand.
machining.
Unless you want to play that stand
I'm
trick.
probably better off with 6 and 6, just so you can get the more machinings in your hand to call to use the skill.
Did they have a second draw trigger?
I believe so.
I can't remember. I dabbled with it on CFA,
I think
but
they only have the one.
yeah, cause
Like when they were first released, because they didn't get one for 15 when they got more support.
yeah.
True. There's not a bug. There's not a Mega Colony machining draw trigger.
Yes, it's a extra regular draw trigger.
Gross. Well, guess I'm playing forward.
At least their grade 1, grade 2 lineup is, and grade 3 is all machining, so that helps.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah,
Most of it.
Except no PG.
that hurts.
I don't know why they didn't just start with them as a subclan, as opposed to just a bunch of random stuff. And then later on the road, they're like, oh, okay, that sounds like a pretty cool name. Let's just put that in front of every card.
Chill, it does things. Top 2 last tournament against Stride.
Got bodied by Tsukuyomi now.
So, stacks.
That's what the TikTok!
Everybody else was salty. Is that bugs? You can paralyze my Vanguard? I'm going to stride over it anyway. Oh, I can't save my
Still
Vanguard on my
odds.
stride? Let me take this grade 3 back from the drop
know.
zone. Nope, sorry,
Nope.
too late.
Unison
bro.
bonus.
So I just stride, he's riding the clock skill. Okay, D stride and turn. Thank you.
Pay for the cost, whatever.
Yep. I just told you that you can't stride over it and stand.
It's like I
I don't
tried.
believe you.
I'm
Okay, I'm
gonna
gonna do it anyway.
Judge confirmation.
All right, let me ask the whole shop what they think.
Can't do it.
Thanks, guys. All right, let me take this grade 3 back. Nope, sorry. Too late. All right, end turn. Yep. And then somebody else, let me call this grade 3 the rear guard instead of riding because it won't stand. So I'm going to call this grade 3 to the rear. And I'm just going to attack you with my rear guard. I'm like, oh, you could have rode that. Oh, let me do that. Nope, sorry, too late.
Joe, would you like to chime in?
Sorry,
Yeah,
bro.
you salty I will not swear, children. Bugs don't do nothing.
He mad.
A little bit.
Salt factor.
Salt packets. All right, we're going to hit him up with another Carlos question.
Hey, MVP.
Yep. What are your thoughts on Stride as a format? Yay or nay? Too slow, perhaps? I won't start. Let's let Knuckles go first.
All right. I think in general, it makes the game a little easier. For example, probably one of the main reasons most people lose in a game, grade stuck. You can G assist, show your hand, search top 5. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, but at least you get the chance. Yes, you have to drop 2 cards from G zone, drop 2 cards from hand, but I think it helps the game move a little faster instead of, I'm going to get wrecked because I'm stuck on 1 or stuck on 2 and this guy's at grade 3, getting 2 cards in his hands for return for drive check.
Corey Kai?
I want to say that even if it is a little bit slower, just because both people have the chance to add 3 cards to hand, it's not as detrimental as Limit Break format was, which was extremely fast for absolutely no reason, just because I'll take the damage, I'll take the damage, I'll take the damage, I'll break ride, you don't have the ability to stop me, I'll get this ridiculous skill off and you'll just lose flat out. Like, duos. It's like, okay, I'll take the damage. You have how many cards in hand? Not enough. Break ride, swing,
I
call
hate
the
that
team
deck.
back, call 2. You got nothing on your damage check? I'll call these 2 11Ks. Swing with 11K, swing with 11K. Swing with Vanguard. Call this actual column of 21 because low and 12K attacker. Oh, you PG, that's fine. All effects over there, 31 plus 2 crit. Like, sometimes you just be like, alright. Limit Break format was so weird because it would be like, you hit the break ride and you were like, okay, I have a guaranteed way to get out of just being smacked around. Or you just roll the Limit Breaker and I'm just like, you don't do much of anything. I can try to get a push, but if I go on my way to expend all my resources, I lose on the swing back.
Yeah.
Legion format was kind of the same way. It's like the first person to go second had all the advantage swinging for 22, and it's like, okay, I don't really want you to do all that. I mean, it was, but the fact that it was like, you have a resounding toolbox to recycle anything you would have drawn into, which wasn't a problem in Limit Break format, was like, okay, so I drew 4 crits, but it's cool because I'll guard your whole swing with 4 crits and then put all those crits back and then check all of them because everybody and their grandmother knows that when they perform Legion, all they do is put all 4 cards on the top and soft shuffle and then make your opponent, unless what?
Unless you're playing a Mega Colony Legion.
Doesn't matter. It's like, oh man,
Unless
I don't get trigger checks. That's cool. PG, that's fine. Hey, grade 2 counter blast. All your crap can't do nothing.
What I like about Stride and Legion is that it gave more advantage to the player going second. Because before that, going first in Vanguard
Was like the best thing ever.
If you didn't win the dice roll, you may as well just scoop up there and hope
Like,
for.
you better hope you had everything and that they didn't rush you on grade 2.
Or you better hope you had 2 grade 1s in your hand that actually did something so you can actually recoup some of the advantage you lost.
Like, I went first. Hey, I got all this stuff. I got my setup. You can go right into your 7K that does nothing on Vanguard.
Exactly.
Hey, damage draw. Rush.
Lose.
That's cool. Huh.
First damage draw triggers and 5th damage draw triggers are like the bane of my Vanguard existence. Especially with playing Spike Brothers. Oh, hey, I get my rush off. I'm gonna soak up this one so I can try to survive. Draw trigger. Now I live because 5K and an extra card in my hand. Flip the table, walk away.
Like, oh, they still don't do nothing. Hey, Miracle Heal Hospital bonus. I'm ready.
Yep, exactly. I do like that Stride gave purpose to like those extra grade 3s in your hand that did absolutely nothing.
Man.
I mean, they made decent rear guards, but you didn't really want them as rear guards.
You can't intercept or anything.
Right, so they just kind of sit there as a body. Now they have more utility. Get them out the way. Try to hopefully you get your triggers off. And I like to add some more, what's the word? Blank.
That's the word.
It had some more. I don't want to say player interaction, but it had a little more forethought in like the early portions of the game. Because like when Limit Break was around, it's pretty much just the mid game portion of the game was non-existent because it was all about grade 3s and who got their grade 3 Limit Break or break right off first.
Limit Break, take it.
Yep.
Hey, top deck rate.
And now it's kind of like that, but it's like, all right, I can protect myself early because all my skills aren't restricted to me having a lot of damage.
Man.
So I can actually do something to protect myself so I can soak up this massive Vanguard that's going to do a lot of things. Or I can soak it, know that I have something that's coming down the barrel soon, protect myself, and then go from there. So add some flexibility to the game is what I was going for.
Man.
Unless you have a G-Break restricted deck and you can't stride because your opponent wants to stay on grade 2 to prevent you from striding.
Hey, Tsukuyomi stay on grade 2 for
That's
days.
That's gonna be a strategy. It's like
It's a great strategy.
So I go first, but I want you to stride first. So I'm gonna hold myself at 2, knowing I can still hit you for 10k shield with my grade 2 because you just got the grade 2 yourself. And I was like, now your opponent's like, nope, I'm gonna hold myself at 2. So pretty much it's gonna be a game of chicken.
Yep.
It's a big game of Vanguard.
I will
chicken.
never play a tournament match like that ever again. Ever again.
Vanguard chicken.
Me and Mr. Mutton, both playing OTT, decided that we just both stay on Tom and smack each other in the face for like 5 turns. Just like, oh, hope I get a trigger. Hey, crit, suck it. It's like, you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna ride in the free. I want my 2 cards. Oh, they're both great frees. Well, scoop, stride, all the things, triple crit. Give it all to Tom because reasons.
Ew.
That's the game where my batteries died. It's so sad. We can blame men for that.
You sure can. Slow playing ass. Still my teammate, but slow playing ass.
Like,
oh man.
like don't want to YOLO or not. Man, you know you YOLO. But nah, chill.
Really.
Like I'm swinging Vanguard. Like, you know what I'm playing. You know all my PGs only protect Vanguard. Why would you not swing at Tom, who
Exactly.
is the threat?
Hey, you're playing DP with Laurel on the board.
Right.
Chill, bro.
He's not gonna get restricted. Not for a while.
Oh, God.
That's gonna be sad.
I can't wait to see Min's face when that happens.
They're gonna do what they did for Novell and Conroe, and they're just like, all right, we need to see if this deck actually is worth hitting.
Yep.
Because they didn't do that for Cat Butler either. But the only reason they didn't is because when we got it, we didn't have any major
Big
tournaments
tournaments, yeah.
where he could be analyzed. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they switched the releases so that we didn't get Cat Butler first.
Exactly. So they knew it was gonna be a problem.
They're just like, risers, no, not 16, just wait.
Just chill. We wait for national championships to go by. Wait for worlds to end, and then we give you set 17 or set 16, whatever. It's dumb. It's so dumb. It's fine. I'm gonna keep playing Narukami / Abyss.
Ew.
Dave put Lowell on the board turn 2.
Ew.
Black Dark Abyss, pop it. Oh, here's another one. Here's another Abyss too. You're gonna be extra loyal that day.
Yeah.
MVP. Let's see. All right, got a new question from Ryan Webb. What started your passion for Vanguard? Pretty much, what got you into the game?
Raph.
And I went into this in the 50K, or not the 50K. I wish I had 50K subs. in the 50 sub special, I got into it because Duel Masters was dead and gone. Sad. That game was great. Tier. Queen Maiden.
And then they made Kaijudo, which is a strictly worse version of Duel Masters.
I heard it was more control oriented, even more so than Duel Masters.
It was also slower with all the staple cards. Even though they were still shield triggers, but the hard casting was like one more. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh man, natural snare 7. It's like, ew, for what?
And then they had like a crazy rule where, like, if you had the color in there, like everything was open to that color.
Gross.
So you didn't have to. So you can tap like a red and a blue and play this green thing just because you have a green in your mana zone.
So dumb.
So
Everyone play 5 colors in there.
exactly. I love Duel Masters, but it went away. I dabbled online with in errata format from some people I know, and then I started like looking around for more things to watch, and I saw this anime called Cardfight Vanguard, and I was like, oh, Cardfight, so it must deal with cards, evidently. So I watched the first couple episodes. I was like, I can get into this, and I started trying to find it online. I did find it online, and then the rest is history from there on. And then I found a shop in Charlotte, where I'm from. Now I'm up here in Connecticut. Hey, CT. And I found a shop down there that had cards and had a good community. And so I went there, checked it out, and kept going on from there.
Hey, hashtag Voltage Gaming.
Facebook us. Was yours similar, or was it?
Mine was kind of different. We had this like blatant rule as a group that we wouldn't stay in a card game for too long in failure. Mm-hmm. Like in
So get
fear
out.
of it failing.
Get out while it's good.
So we started with Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because it was the easiest thing to learn. There was nothing else. We just played it casually. We didn't go to tournaments or anything. It was like, hey, we should troll. We should play Naruto. We should get out of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Group best with play best deck or nothing at all. So like, okay, we'll play Naruto. Naruto was kind of the same thing where it was just like, play these elements or don't play the game at all.
Talk about Elemental Heroes.
It was like, the game was only 6 elements. I guess you count Void, which was theoretically nothing.
Oh, Naruto, I'm dumb.
And
Talk about Yu-Gi-Oh.
it's like, hey, this element don't do nothing. You should give us more support. Stop being scrubs. All right, let's make fire the best element in the format. Play fire or don't play.
Sounds right.
So
'Cause that's
to
what Naruto
translate Warhawk, which is a draw engine card, into Vanguard, take 2 damage, face down, draw 4 cards.
Bruh.
But the damage limit in Naruto is 10, so it's like, I don't care if I take 2 damage. Let me draw these 4 cards. So then we got into Magic, played Magic competitively for 2 years. And during that interwoven time period, somebody was like, oh, well, we now have Vanguard packs. So I was like, hey, Vanguard looks cool. We got anime. And guys, we're not going to play Vanguard? So after that, after we got Magic, because our local had moved and we all had more responsibilities, so we couldn't make it on Fridays anyway. It's like, hey, welcome to Voltage Gaming, where our core game is Vanguard, and you should buy a trial deck and stop sucking. And I was just like, okay. And I played it for a while, and I was just like, I don't know how to play this game. The game sucks. I hate this game. Because it was trial deck versus trial deck, Gold Paladin versus Narukami, and the only thing that you had in the trial deck that killed something was Blaster Blade Liberator, and everything else was jank. And it was just like, I can't do nothing. And Narukami's just like, oh man, I got my break ride, I popped something, I got this stupid card that's like counterblast one and kill something, but you can draw a card, have fun drawing that trigger that you can't recycle, because not Legion format. And I'm just like, oh my god, this game is so dumb. And after I finished Liberator for the first time, I was like, yo, do all the things, crush, rush, swing, the let it hit, oh, counterblast, call this thing, hey, another copy of it, swing, hey, counterblast, hey, full board, hey, still got a hand, GG. So after I actually learned how to play the game, I liked it a lot, and I've been playing it ever since.
Peanut gallery.
Right. Stay in your lane.
Goodness. All right. Another question from Carlos. Give all the questions, Rodriguez. Banking off what the Butler said in his address, there was a State of the Community address in Vanguardians. I didn't watch it, but what are your thoughts on Vanguard as either a competitive or casual game? It's kind of rough because it's kind of like Pokemon to where
It has elements of both.
right, because Pokemon you can play just the game itself, like the video game, and like or you can get deep into it with like the EVs and the IVs and then get extra competitive with it.
Yeah.
Vanguard is similar in that you can play it and like play the high dollar stuff and hope for the best, or you can just play on the side with like the casual stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like it could be either or, but I lean more towards the competitive side because I like to win, and that's my background with sports. I like to win. I don't want to play something and not expect to do well.
My thoughts on it are, like, compared to other card games and kind of like the same threshold that aren't like, you know, the big three, which apparently is Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, and Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Even those games have casual aspects to it. Like, they have different formats where you can solely just play casual. I feel like Vanguard kind of has that now that we have Extreme Fight, but no one actually wants to play Extreme Fight.
No, because we're so used to clan rules.
Like, the game was meant to be clan rules, and even just to have that extra security that you wouldn't do something stupid broken, they added Lord. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you have the option to play casual when you want to play casual, like all that stuff is there, play whatever you want, play whatever broken combos you want, play solely Conroe and Barkle as your starting Vanguard, because it makes a little sense to play anything else. But I want to say competitive just because of the fact that everything that you need to have it be a competitive game is already there.
Mm-hmm. And like, I know Vanguard has the nature of the triggers, which you can't predict like 100% unless you're playing OTT or something. But it doesn't. The nature of the triggers don't make the game less skillful than other games, because in the sense like grade locked or getting triggers, you can comparatively get screwed over with mana and magic, or you can get locked out of not having a starter Pokemon in the Pokemon TCG and have to mulligan, and then your opponent gets an extra card.
Every time you have to mulligan.
Exactly. So they can just keep feeding their hand while you keep searching for. Hopefully, you have something that's not extra regular to put onto the bench. And like knowing that your opponent has a set amount of triggers in your deck, you can plan ahead for it and not put yourself into a position where this double crit you might catch is gonna end the game because you decide to take this easy to guard attack because you didn't want to waste a card out of your hand and then get bodied by a double crit. So like there's things you can do competitively to factor the luck out of the game more so than make it more skillful.
Yeah.
So the whole luck versus skill argument in Vanguard is silly to me.
Like even in situations where it's like, all right, so I could PG this and they get triggers and put it all over there, or I could PG this and then they get nothing and I feel like I wasted one. You can't predict what would be the best guard in that situation because everything that they're going to check is hidden.
Right.
So no matter what they do, I feel like no one's going to be happy just because of the fact that it's like, okay, block optimal attack, they get nothing. Well, I could have saved that for when it could be something, but you never know when it would be. Unless they had a skill that's like, well, you don't block this, you lose.
Right.
Like, every game has some sort of, like, screw you over factor where no matter what you play, nothing is 100% consistent. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, Jesus. Where they make it so that the ban list is so dumb where your opponent can just put down 5 cards and counter everything you do until you have nothing and then sweep you. It's so stupid. Like, every game has that factor.
Exactly. You got anything to add, Mr. Nux? It's about Vanguard being, as your thoughts on Vanguard as either competitive or a casual game.
I think it can be both. It all depends because we go to obviously big tournaments, but then we have our regular tournaments at Voltage. And, you know, my team, I don't know about you guys. You guys usually don't do it, but usually we just won't give a shit and just play random ass decks just for fun because
Like today.
It is casual to us, like today, exactly. It is casual to us, but Thursday it did work for me. I used bugs just to see how it went, and top 2 destroyed everybody
Except body by Chibi.
except Jason that retarded double crit like he usually does. And
Chill,
then
bro. Bird got there.
he'll beat me. But yeah, we like to play random decks, so it really all depends. Casuals is our casual shop, even though
We're all trying to win.
we all want to win, obviously, and need to get those chuck bucks.
Exactly. Like, there are times you want to play, like, a less optimal thing for fun because you don't want to wear thin on your main deck.
I feel like it depends on the community that you're in.
Right. Like, if it's more tailored towards competitive, you're going to want to be competitive to keep up or get left behind. Or if it's more casual, you can be the quote-unquote jerk that tries extra hard to win. But still, like, you got to figure out what you want to do. It's pretty much how you want to play it.
Exactly.
Like, if you want to be more competitive, be more competitive. If you want to be more casual, be more casual. All right, onward. Mr. Carlos' question. How do you feel about ARG and what it is doing for the state of our game? So, do you want to tell the story? You said you were over it, but do you want to open up that old wound again?
All right.
All right,
First
so
off-
wait, chill. Keep the cursing to a minimal.
All right, put the filter on.
Exactly. PG.
All right.
Swig some juice.
PG version.
All right.
You already used up your curse words for the PG-13, and you almost coasting to rated R version.
All right. First off, they should have their own professional judges. For starters, every single judge at that shop knew one person that won at least half of his games due to calling judge. Judge Sharp, Scrub, Super. That's why you lost top 8. Adam Winter does nothing. Used a cross. Didn't like the way I cut first off, and I did it for the whole game. I don't care. And only reason he beat me was because of a judge ruling that was incorrect after checking the rulings that I noticed. That's the only reason he beat me. If that judge didn't come, and if that judge wasn't his friend, the game would have went correctly, and possibly, I'm not 100%, I might have beaten him, and I would have topped instead of him.
Then I could have topped.
He cheats. All the judges went in his favor, especially the main judge, which makes the biggest calls. And I just think for starters, they should have their own professional judges that are not biased at all.
So you mean like fly people in from outside or something, or like,
Or ARG should have their own professional judges, just like when we go to regionals or whatever. They have their own judges. Nobody knows anybody. You call a judge, they make the call, and that's it. Not, oh, you're my friend, we play at the same shop, we're gonna go hug and kiss and touch each other's asses later on. So so you should just let me win this game.
disclaimer, this is all Knuckles' opinion on things. I don't share this sentiment in the fact that, because I didn't play Adam Winter. I experienced it from the outside, and it was pretty scummy how it all went down. The judges, from what I heard, they corrected like the errors and stuff, and then Adam Winter got the hard boot to the ass. It was like, you can't come back for 3 years, so they knew he was being a scumbag the whole time. So at least they righted the wrong after the fact, but you know what I'm saying, like, beforehand, so it doesn't get to that point. They should have some better protocols in place.
Exactly, not just, oh, I'm going to hire this random local judge just so this person can win all their matches.
All right, I'm going to chime in. So, for what they're trying to do, not what they're trying to do on the circuit for some players, like, adding more competitive standpoints to Vanguard, to, like, you know, like, across the board,
like
is a good thing. The things that are happening aren't as good. Like, in Jaffer's situation, when the judge was called, it was just put the bottom card of your deck. He challenged that ruling, and it went to a head judge, in which they were like, you lose the match.
Because Adam said that it changed the state of the game.
It does not.
That was his argument, that it changed the board state or the state of the game, and they can't reverse it.
It would be different.
And like, he knew extra information that he didn't know previously.
But if you put it at the bottom of the deck, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And they would have been
Like, if it was, I can see if it was like a trigger or something. So it was like, okay, well, you know, look at it. Oh, my bad. Put it there. Keep it there. Oh, damage check, whatever. Draw trigger. Add an extra card in my hand. That's different. The fact that both players know what it is, it doesn't change the state of the game no matter what card gets damaged or put to the bottom or anything like that. That's completely different. And it was the second turn of the game. It wasn't like,
it was just
it's a detrimental moment and the next card's a heal trigger or something like that. So, you know,
it was an accidental.
It was an accidental drive check.
Yeah.
Drive check. And
So like, I think the
it was
rule.
still the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I think the rule was just like, you get a warning for it,
Yeah.
and then like,
Yes,
I think the
okay.
card goes back on top, and then the judge can shuffle. I think that's how it should go.
Not, oh, you lose because of that, and he's my best friend. No.
Yeah, like even if you see the top 8 match, he makes so many misplays. Like, he'll call Calamity Tower to board and be like, oh, wait, and then go back a phase and then stride.
Right.
Or there was like a situation where he rode on top of the cross with another copy of the cross and didn't Legion, but still said he was swinging for 22. And I'm just like, how is it not fair that the judge doesn't get called on any of these infractions, but the moment his opponent messes up, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, I'll call a judge. No, like...
So pretty much, when it comes to like the top games, there should be a judge there ready to call out all the infractions. Like, put a card on board, your hand lets it go, so you're making that play officially.
A fair
You-
judge.
You can't go
Like,
back.
you have to base it on what the rules allow you to do. You can't make your own personal
Right.
judgment based on what you think should happen.
Like, you can't judge intent.
Like, even with, like, okay, this rule is stupid, at least, you know, it's like, okay, Bushiroad intended this to happen if this situation would arise. It's not, oh, well, I feel bad that you're in this situation, so I'm going to overpower the rules and say that you shouldn't be able to do this because I don't want you to be able to do it.
Like when they called your cut illegal.
Yeah. How do you illegally cut a deck? I cut the deck into 3, and when I put them back together, I put the top card on the bottom. That's the way I cut. That's the way I've always cut. Everybody that plays with me know that. It is called the Knuckles cut. I'm not going to say my actual name. So, and the reason he didn't like the cut was because I did it against his friend, and his friend was great stuck on every game against me. It's not my fault his friend was great stuck and whiffed on GSS multiple times just because of that one cut. That's the way I cut. That's how it is. So if I cut the deck literally one card lower, it's incorrect. Any cut, every cut is legal, whether you like it or not.
Within reason. You can't like just throw the deck in the air and be like, play 50 card pickup, suck it.
Unless you're playing Adam Winter.
We're good. So, you feel better? Got therapeutic
Got it
session?
out of your system.
Got off your chest?
No, I need Adam Winter in front of me. I don't feel better.
Now we're good. We don't need a crime on our hands.
At least a crime that we aren't, like indirectly a part of.
Right? We ain't no aiding and abetting here.
Sure, bro. I'm just gonna credit him real quick.
So you want to like sit down and have a fair game with them?
No.
All right.
Quotations, a fair game. Quotations.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. We'll hit up the last question by Carlos so he can ride off into the sunset with MVP status. Dipping into another game, what are your thoughts on Buddy Fight? For or against Vanguard players also picking up the game? I actually like Buddy Fight. I've dabbled in it. I know Knuckles here probably isn't familiar with it. I like the game. I just didn't have the resources to try and fund 2 games at one time. And I love the anime. The anime's fun. It's more in-depth and detailed in terms of gameplay than the Vanguard anime. And the gameplay itself, the only thing I don't like about Buddy Fight, it has a lot of weird rule and interactions, which would confuse the ever-living heck out of me. But for what it is, I would encourage people to pick it up. They're looking for another game to play.
Personally, me, I don't like delving into multiple card games solely just because of the fact that it's kind of like a financial like vice grip. And then you have to keep up on not just one game, 2 games, all the rulings, what's being released, what's being played, so that you can keep up on the metagame. It's like if you're looking to play a secondary game. I personally have never played Buddy Fight, but I would give it a chance. If, I didn't have to drop my wallet on it just to keep up. You're looking for a second game. I don't see why you wouldn't play it. But for the people that are just like, do I stick with Vanguard or do I discard it and move on to a different game? Okay, small pause. Had to read a message. I would stay in the game that you're more confident with. If you just don't want to play it based on the reasons of you just not liking the game, then pick up whatever you feel comfortable playing. But if you want to play it just because it's like
the new hotness.
Yeah, don't just be like drop it, throw all your resources into a new game, and then be like, oh, I should have stuck with this game.
Dog going crazy. It's all good. We're getting to the tail end of the questions, and we're at almost an hour. See, you guys thought we weren't gonna make it.
That's because all the filler in between and the peanut gallery got cut.
Hey, we made it.
The last on paper question comes from Sir Corey Kai himself when he was trying to help me out.
Hey,
when I was going to do this solo. What clans haven't you gotten a chance to delve into? What stopped you from experimenting with the clans you haven't? It's actually kind of hard because I've dabbled and dipped and experimented with most of all the clans in here. Off the top of my head, I haven't touched Bermudas, even though I got a box for my little sister for Christmas one time. I kind of just opened them and kind of like put them to the side. Let's see.
Hard middle, like, thanks for giving me this gift I've never used.
Right? Appreciate it. But they did come in handy. They were nice. I was able to trade them for other things and then kept what I didn't trade off. Like thinking, I dabbled with most everything. I didn't touch Morokumo. Not with a 10-foot pole yet. I wasn't a fan of it off top. They didn't really do much. Actually, no. Psych, that's not true. I played the Riot Chain.
Oh, Magetsu story.
Yeah, Magetsu. Hey, I like the idea of playing like a full rush turn 2 with Magatsu and Million Rats and then whooping face. That didn't work because it was inconsistent as all get out. Trying to think, that's kind of hard. Outside of Bermudas, I think I've at least dabbled with every single clan in the game. Except Genesis. Nope, didn't touch Genesis. I'm cool with like the idea of Genesis as a whole, but
I'm not.
It just felt like DI light to me, minus Minerva, and I just was not a fan.
Genesis is kind of like this hodgepodge of everybody else's skills.
Right.
Linked to like a soul blast cost.
They're called Genesis.
Yeah.
So like they're the beginning of things. So like everybody inherited, quote unquote, the skills from them. Restand, a little bit of retire here and there. Somebody might call PETA after this episode. That poor dog. She's okay. Let's see. What else have you had a chance to dabble with?
Shadow Paladins.
Hey,
Never played them.
yeah, you will.
Never played them.
Like, if it means you playing Shadows, I might let you borrow Abyss one day.
Like, they just don't fit my playstyle. Like, I don't. Like, say, it's kind of like Tachikaze, where you have to sacrifice your own units to get pluses. It's just not.
It's not you.
Better than dropping cards from hand like Kagero does.
It's not the same.
You were trying their own
You
things.
either drop 2 of your cards or you drop 3 of your own and you restand.
It's not,
Yeah, but I mean, like, field advantage. Not hand advantage.
thematically, it's not the same.
Like, I don't want to be like, get rid of something I could have used at a later state of the game for pluses in hand for them to not be anything. And then she'd be like, well, you know, I survived, but now I don't have anything on board. So swing with just Abyss and get nothing, and then swing with like this awkward mana column for 15.
Yeah, you know, mine's never on board for more than a turn.
What else haven't I played? I think I've played every United Sanctuary, everything. Every Dragon Empire, everything except for Tachikaze for the same reasons. I've never played Spike Brothers, but I think I might want to, just because like the heavy aggression. I mean, heavy aggression in the time where you can get the heavy aggression, not, you know, dodge the avatar and not have the extra 10,000 power.
See, Spike Brothers have the same issue that early Aquaforce had. If they catch the trigger early, you're boned. If they don't, you win. It's pretty much how it went.
Like, swing, take it, draw trigger, power to Vanguard, whelp, pass.
Oh, and I hate... Minus Flash Bruise. Flash Bruise is great, minus the whole break-even thing. Dudley Geronimo, for what it is, at the current moment, sucks. Flat out sucks. It doesn't gel. Like, you have to have a Dudley Heart, which means you have to be on Dudley Emperor, Dudley Lucifer, or the Legion. Which sucks, good, sucks. Well, Emperor's okay, it's more all in, but still, you have to.
You're on a 10k Vanguard.
And you have to stride once before, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't even use Dudley Emperor for what it wants to do. And hope your opponent's at 5 damage. And then you have to hope you have a back row that has no triggers at all, because everybody's Vanguard is going to be 11k or higher.
So the moment they get a damage trigger, your back row being able to attack the Vanguard doesn't do anything.
Worthless, so you may as well just boost.
Whoa. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Dudley Geronimo.
Oh, I was going to say, talking about attacking from back row.
It's still the same thing.
We ain't worried about Satasha.
Right. Oh, man, damage trigger, I'm 16. What is Tasha doing? Nothing.
Taking out your rear guard.
Whatever.
Still got those battles.
Aquaforce, all that stuff, everything in Magalonica, except for Grand Blue, because ill.
Grand Blue's pretty good.
Oh, that's the only clan. There you go. That's one clan I haven't played.
Hey man, Baskerville got it in set up to set 3.
It's such an awkward
Forgot about them.
clan.
It'd be good if they gave it things like
they have some things. They just don't have enough to be competitive.
like
with me.
Bushiroad.
Setup.
For whatever reason, Bushiroad thinks that searching from the deck is less efficient than getting things from your drop zone. Because if you look at Royal Paladins, Gold Paladins, Shadows, United Sanctuary in general, they can search the deck for anything and call it out. Grand Blue has
Amaterasu Crossride, which would be dubbed one of the worst cards on Vanguard history.
Yeah. Even then, Grand Blue, which can revive from the drop zone, have like 3 cards that can do it. No grade 2s can do it. Not a single grade 2 can revive like.
But they get things one card from drop zone.
Nah, not really. Minus Ghoul Dragon. Ghoul Dragon's the only
Ghoul
one.
Dragon, the Soul Blast one, a good call from draw card.
Yeah. They don't have like
it's really minimal.
Like what they need something like Algavel for Grand Blue.
No, we don't.
like if they want to keep up
Which
with
one?
The counterblast.
the good one.
They're both good.
What? Set up Glare skill?
The better one, I should say.
The better one
Very
because
good.
it's splashing to any.
The one that you can play on turn 2 and be okay.
The one that uses up the counter blast for Glare.
Exactly.
Alright.
Because you know.
Because you want to feel it, so you can.
I'm sorry that you don't want to be like, oh man, swing in for 27 and 80,000 crits, and you can't guard with that PG that you just drove check.
Yes.
Chill, you like the regular Algavel because it actually gives you a feel to push, so
You
Glare
can
can
play
do
it in
things.
more than one
It's
goal
a
out
9K.
deck.
That's fine. You can get
The other one's 11k.
Get
Hit
Jo-
your van without
get-
being boosted.
get Josephus or Bruno behind him. He hit 16 for 1 counter blast. You're fine.
Hey.
Gross.
You're fine.
Stargate everything.
Yeah.
Except DP. I've played them on CFA, but never actually
Today.
In real life.
in real life. And every time I've tried to dabble in them, it's like, no,
I can't-
always stuck.
I counted CFA in delving into. Because Lord knows I haven't played Link Joker in real life yet.
I didn't think I'd ever want to play them, but
Never
after 17, I was just like, why don't I play this clan?
Ew.
They do what I like.
I played it once. Raph took over.
You
Said,
did.
oh, I like this. I'm gonna use these guys.
Oh, the leaders too.
You pay for these sleeves. You got half of these cards, but I'm gonna use them anyway. Take this over.
But I
Alright,
feel
here you go.
like
Let me use Agile.
the main reason why I didn't dabble in them is just based on like their main mechanic. It wasn't something that I saw myself doing or enjoying doing. So nothing.
So just Grand Blue?
As far as I know, well,
Neo
other clans I haven't played, my teammates have played.
Neo Nectar? Have you touched Neo Nectar?
Ew, nope, never touched them.
Have you touched Great Nature?
Stupid ass lines.
We're just gonna need like a 20-second warning. This podcast is not like the others. Our new member breaks the rules of what is a friendly podcast. Prepare
This is
to
friendly.
rage.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a nice change of pace. People are like, hey, bring Knuckles
Like,
back.
yeah, that's right.
Bring Knuckles back. We like him.
Tell that guy to break all the rules. We like bad people.
Anti-hero or bust. Any other clans you haven't touched?
Besides the clans my teammates play that I don't play, not really. Not that I can think of. It's too many clans. Oh, Gary Chronicle. Don't do nothing.
I was gonna say talk about that because I don't know what it is. Resist.
So we have a peanut gallery question.
Yeah.
We do.
Speak mutton chops.
Pale Moon. Haven't played Pale Moon.
Not important.
That's not a claim. That's
and he sits down.
I haven't played Pale Moon either, but
That's fine.
as far as everybody else goes, they don't really count as a Vanguard clan.
Wow. Shots.
And
We're going to talk about that at the shop today. Okay?
gotta have
So
some
what is a Pale Moon?
exchange some words.
When was the last time Pale Moon we played at a tournament?
So we have an interwoven question into our question circle. Somebody wants a explanation on exist, why it exists,
Resist?
resist, why it exists, and what it does.
Yes, I don't know what resist is. Hi, Joel Soma here. Yeah, explain to me resist. I didn't know what it was.
So resist is a skill that is legitimately only like on 3 or 4 cards that says it. No one cares that it's on an Aqua Force card, and the Gear Chronicle card that has resistance buns. Legitimately, like, every card that has resistance, except for like one card, isn't played at all. Period. Solely because there's a card in that clan that does something better than it does.
Mm-hmm.
But what resist does, it has a continuous skill that. What are you? Hey, no, put that juice back.
Shut it down.
What resist does is a continuous skill that says it can't be targeted by your opponent's skills.
Yep. So it can't be retired. It can't be locked, and it can't be retired from intercept.
Can't be locked?
No.
Can't be locked because
God,
lock is a
yes.
target skill.
And,
Play set.
and Daikaiser's skill or Great Daikaiser, True Dai can't target it to retire it from the
Guardian Circle.
Right.
It has resist no matter where it is,
Right.
except the drop zone, I believe.
Yep, so I can bind it.
Vanguard, Rear Guard, and Guardian Circle, it has resist. Drop zone, it won't have resist, so it can still be boned.
Ew.
So that means if your opponent forces you to choose something to retire, they can't pick the resist unit because it's a skill that triggers through your opponent's ability.
Yep.
So if I Narukami something, you have to pick a non-resist unit to select it. So the resist unit still stays there.
What if there is only a resist unit?
Then
It can't be a target.
The skill whiffs.
So, like in a situation for Diablo's unconfirmed skill, he tells you to sacrifice 2 units, or he gets a skill because even though you're choosing them, it's still for an opponent's skill, and they're still being targeted. So you can't choose those units; they're illegal units to be targeted. So he gets the skill off for free.
Unless
if
you
they're
have
the
2
only
other
targets.
units. Unless you have 2 non-resist units out.
How's that fair?
That's gross. That's all I got.
Question. That new grade 1 that retires and gets +1 or whatever for being retired. If you play
Which clan is it?
the Stride Nibbler for Shadows, supposed Stride
Oh,
Nibbler.
Charon.
Yes. If you retire that card, it counts for using his skill because it counts as an extra card, or does it have to be your card?
It counts for 2 units when you retire something.
So wait, would that count? Huh?
What do you mean?
Because you have to choose.
If it's a mirror match.
Oh,
So since you're getting rid of it, even though it's true your opponent's still making you choose, does it count for both sacrificing for Diablo?
I would think so. No, wait. It says choose 2 units. It says when it's retired +1, I think.
Exactly. So it counts as 2 units.
I think it's different. I think it's like thematically different. Good Lord. We were on for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Cool. People, the whole point of wow. The whole point of the podcast is so that you don't have to look at our faces while we're talking, so you can just do whatever. It doesn't matter how long it is.
Yeah, it does. Your boy got to roll soon.
This is true. So we got the secret question, right?
Oh, yeah. The question from my...
Ew.
No, not that Charon. The legend deck Charon.
What is her? Oh, True Black Sage. Got it.
Look,
Sorry, looking it up, trying to figure out this question.
This is important.
Don't leave y'all confused.
This is important to Knuckles. You the one that brought it up.
While you're retiring your rear guards with a cost from one of your unit's abilities, if you have a grade 3, treat this unit as 2 units. So
Oh,
it has to be
GG's.
from one of your units.
Yeah, so it doesn't count for
So
the
it's
opponent. Yeah.
useless.
So in the mirror match is bad. But it was a good question, though. And now the secret question from my glorious fiance. She wanted to know what is our favorite Pokemon. Because she loves Charmander and she wanted to know what everybody else's was.
Genesect.
What?
Genesect.
Don't you mean my champ?
Genesect.
Cause muscles.
This one's hard for me because I like so many Pokemon. So come to me last.
This shit was like, what's your favorite Pokemon in the Pacific?
Nope.
Like
Overall.
Gen,
Overall.
Wartortle.
Wartortle?
Yeah.
Why Wartortle?
This is a turtle.
You like
And
turtle?
he got the little wings on his head.
He got that
And
Nike.
he's blue.
Got that Nike wing on him.
The blue best color.
You crazy. Shiny Genesect. Red.
Ew.
What?
Debatable.
Go look at my kitchen. All the red.
This is hard. Because, like, I have
Would
so-
the peanut gallery like to commit an answer?
While I'm
go
thinking.
go away, Mutton, so Viper Desu.
What's the question?
Favorite Pokemon.
Vaporeon.
of all time?
Ooh.
Easy.
It's not Survivor.
Oh, it's not? It's also Ekans?
Yes.
It's a split because they're both snakes?
Yes. Or Trico. I love Trico.
Trico don't do nothing.
That's why. I love Trico.
Chill, bro.
Let's see.
Or Mudkip. You know, I heard you like Mudkip.
Good Lord. Memes.
Omega Swampert. Nickname Knuckles.
My God.
Swole.
Actually, quit now.
Omega Swampert.
I do like Swampert. Me and Swampert go back like 4 flats on the Cadillac.
Definitely.
Y'all
Love Swampert.
me and Swampert go back to Gen 3. But if I want to say like my favorite overall Pokemon, it'd probably have to be Snorlax. Cause
Really?
I like
Snorlax is amazing. Don't you make fun of him.
No, I'm not making fun of them. It's like
Snorlax. Like I think about it because it's based on a bear, and I love bears.
this guy. Why don't you like Ursaring or some nonsense?
Because Ursaring don't do nothing.
Even a Snorlax that sits there and eats go to sleep. Look at you.
Exactly. So does B2.
P.I.M.B.
But like in terms of playing the game, like it stayed around the whole game because it soaked up hits to Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
It hit like a truck, and then it just sat there and made a nice little pillow. It was comfy. So I'd say my favorite Pokemon is Snorlax. I want a shiny Snorlax card, and I like Machamp too. So like, it's fine. She can roll about. I also like Conkeldurr. So
Ew.
that'd be like my top 3. So I adjusted the question. It's my show, even though it's my fiance too.
Who's her favorite Pokemon?
Charmander.
Ew.
She loves Charmander.
Charger.
Oh god.
Legit, I put a Charmander in a hardcover and put it in my pocket for ARG for good luck.
How'd that go?
Huh?
How'd that go?
Hey, ninth place, better than you.
I got 11th, even though I got just short.
That's fine. I still got higher than you.
So?
Ninth place.
Also, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Megan.
Dog going ham.
And before we go, I want to give big thanks to Jasper's girl for making us base breakfast this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lego My Egos on it. And turkey bacon.
Turkey bacon.
Bird.
Good for your heart.
Sure.
Because Knuckles doesn't eat pork.
I ain't know. I still don't eat bacon.
This pseudo-Muslim self over here.
Purified the soul.
Right? Any last things you guys want to say before we head out? You good?
I think we're good.
Question mark? Good?
Adam Winter's a scrub.
And exclamation point on that. Hope you guys enjoyed, especially the introduction of the 5th member of the podcast crew, the squad. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys subscribe, like the channel, do all the good things you do on YouTube.
Also, thanks to everybody that submitted questions.
Yes, thank you to... let's run down one by one last time. Big thanks to Carlos for giving the bulk of the questions.
MVP.
Thanks to Daniel Vexler for his question. Thanks to Jakov Pusikovic. I'm sorry again if I butchered your name. Thanks to Corey Kyle for his question that he gave.
Hey, bonus.
Thanks to Ryan Webb for his question about Vanguard and what got you started. And a big thanks to my fiance for her Pokemon question on the tail end of everything.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
The base 25 tomorrow.
Hey.
Born on Good Friday. Fun fact about the girl.
That explains a lot.
Wow.
What you trying to say?
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean? Explain. Go ahead. Explain.
On the podcast? Jesus.
Nothing.
Put him on the spot.
Just being Knuckles.
Just being a jerk for no reason.
Yep.
Base jerk.
Sure, bro. One of the questions.
My house, my rules.
My show.
One of the questions on a future podcast
Touché.
is going to be like, who do you want to be permanent members on said podcast, or who you want to be the rotation?
Not Knuckles.
Ouch. Get out.
It's fine. I'm done anyway. All right, guys. Peace.
Bye.
Deuces.